Live from Toyota Center in downtown Houston, My 20 presents the NBA playoffs. And tonight it's Game 6. The Houston Rockets going against the Portland Trailblazers. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Worrell along with Matt Bullard and Clyde Drexler. Good to have you here tonight. The Rockets hoping to hold that home court advantage, and if they do, they can advance to the second round of the playoffs for the first time in 12 years. It's not going to be easy. Portland played well in Portland the other night, but the Rockets have to take care of business, and Matt, that means finding a way for Yao Ming to get on the scoreboard.
That's absolutely right. This is a huge game. You got to look for your best player. Yao Ming, you see home and road. He's shooting the ball much better on the road, but throw all those numbers out the window. You got to get Yao the ball and try to see if he can score. Now, Portland is loading their offense to take away his first option. So you got to have patience. You got to look for Yao flashing across the lane. You got to look for him coming from weak side to strong side. You got to penetrate addition to the big fella. This is going to be a big key to see if the Rockets can get him the ball.
And Clyde, in Portland, they're talking about Brandon Roy in Clyde Drexler terms, like he's going to be a superstar for a long time. Shane Battier has done well, especially here in Houston. Shane will have to have another big game tonight.
Absolutely. One of the better matchups in this series. Brandon Roy, yes, Bill, he is a superstar. And this guy's averaging 25 points in the Toyota Center, but he's only shooting 40% from the field. Shane's 15, shooting 60%. So this is going to be a classic matchup all night long, something to look for. Brandon Roy, how does he do it? Penetrates strong to the basket in a pick and roll situation or in transition. Oh, did I mention he has a nice jump shot? Now Shane Battier, he needs to come up big with with the three-point shot, because when he's making them, he opens the floor for Yao Ming. And when he's scoring, he's much more aggressive on the defensive end as well. So look at this matchup as one of the better ones in Game 6.
Another great matchup to keep an eye on tonight, and it has been all season. LaMarcus Aldridge has grown up in a hurry. He's playing terrific basketball, but Luis Scola has answered every point, and Luis has been the leading scorer for the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, Luis has done an excellent job in the playoffs so far. Of course, we know he's played in big games. He's played in 2 different Olympics. Third leading scorer in last Olympics behind Pau Gasol and Yao Ming. So Luis can put the ball in the basket. It's going to be a big matchup here tonight between those two fellas. LaMarcus really got off to a slow start, but he looks like he's rounded into shape. Looks like he's finally got his legs under him. He can knock down that outside shot. And Luis Scola, he's been very big since they've been taking Yao away, coming in on that weak side. If you give him the ball within 15 feet, he knows how to score. And Luis Scola, on his 29th birthday tonight, happy birthday, Luis, needs to have a huge birthday game.
Clyde, it's time now for the Toyota keys to the game.
Well, the Rockets have got to keep this crowd on their feet. And how do they do it? They come out with energy. Let them know that they appreciate him. They got to get Yao Ming some shots. You don't give up your number one option. Lastly, they got to control the paint on both ends of the floor tonight.
Talking about getting the crowd involved, one of the strange statistics, the team to win the first quarter in this series has won the game. That's very interesting.
Well, yeah, actually the team that's held the lead in the first half, all 8 games, including regular season, has won the game.
And the team that has had the most rebounds has also won every game.
And the team who has the most points wins the game.
And on and on. On and on and on. But let me ask you about this. Von Wafer, when we woke up this morning, they said that Von Wafer would not play tonight. He has a bulging disc. He came out early. He went first to the doctor. Then he took some muscle relaxers. I see him shooting. He doesn't look like he's jumping quite as high. How big a factor will that be tonight?
That's a big factor. The one thing he has going for him is youth. He's a young man, and they recover quickly. This is the Rockets' Game 7. They need him on the floor. He's out there. He's going to give it everything he has.
I probably need to ask you this question because you played your entire career with a bad back. Yeah. What's he going through tonight?
Well, he's going to hope that adrenaline takes over and he can play. But if he makes the wrong move and he tweaks it and the spasms up again, he's going to be done for the rest of the night. And then Brent Berry may have to come in, or whoever's on the court is going to have to pick up that scoring slack.
You know, I would like to go to Don Chaney because I'm interested to know what the coaches do now, Don. This is their 6th game. They've tried every conceivable defense and offensive trick. What do the coaches do here tonight that's any different?
Well, you go back to what you've done all season. It's the most reliable thing. You go with the plays that you know work for you all year, the players that you know work for you all year, and you go and you let it all hang out.
So adjustments that have been made in the series. You roll out your A game, obviously, in this one tonight. If you're both teams, Rockets, it's not an elimination game for them, but you got to kind of almost think of it in those terms, because the last thing you want to do is go back to Portland, right?
Yeah. No gimmicks. Go with, let it all hang out. Go with everything you have, and let it all fall as it will.
The intensity, we talk about the intensity from the playoffs to the regular season. It ratchets up a notch. When you get into an elimination game, it goes up even another level, doesn't it?
An unbelievable level, Kevin. Adrenaline flows. Everybody's going to be focused. You don't have to worry about guys being motivated in this game.
It's not by game, and we've said this before. It's not quarter by quarter. It's literally possession by possession. That's the way they look at it. As that's what, if you don't believe me, just listen to Chuck Hayes.
Mentally, preparation. Throughout the course of the game, it's a long game. Mentally, you have to be in tune every play. I think that's what the game's going to be won at. And execution. You know, they've scouted us, we've scouted them. We know each other's plays, we know how to guard it. But mentally, if we're prepared to play it the way the coach is game planning it, you know, we'll put ourselves in a great position.
All right, so we got Game 6 coming up in just a little while. We've seen different ways in which these games have been officiated. We talked about Game 1, they let them play. Game 2 was called extremely tight. It's been kind of a mix ever since then. Early on, you think officials try to establish themselves early on in an elimination game as opposed to a regular game, or do they let them play even more?
Well, I think they don't want this game to get out of control. This is a big game for both teams. They're going to try to control it early. I just hope that the game is at a level that is conducive to the Rockets' play.
Houston Rocket bench has been big as far as the victories are concerned. None bigger than back in Game 4. They're going to need this again tonight. And as we said, Wafer will be playing tonight. Kyle Lowry's hit some big shots in this game. Never any more than in Game 4 when they stepped up. Guys, that's a guy right there, though, I think needs to come to the party tonight. Talking about Carl Landry.
Well, he's such a big part of the success all year. And this got to be a big game because you're going to need his athletic ability, you're going to need his scoring around the basket, and you're going to need his energy. So he has to bring the A game tonight.
Well, Carl Landry won. Of course, we talked about Von Wafer earlier today. It was reported that he wouldn't be able to answer the bell tonight, but he certainly will be able to go tonight. At least that is what they are expecting. You can see when we got here earlier, he was out working out, took some treatment. He should be good to go. That's big as far as the Rockets bench is concerned. But again, we talked about it in the pregame, Ron Artest, who has really struggled shooting the basketball, he's got to come up in this game tonight. He's got to come to the party this evening.
He's overdue for a big game. And I would like to see this happen tonight. He needs a gigantic game tonight.
Rockets stay with what they've been doing, or do you think they've changed anything up as far as Yao Ming is concerned? Talking about maybe sending him up higher up in the post or anything like that, or do you think they just keep him down on the block?
I think they're going to keep him down on the block, but if he's not getting it down there, I think you might see him come up high.
Again, everybody, the house is electric tonight. Standing room only, and they might be standing most of the game. Over 18,000 people. The Rockets trying to keep that home court advantage tonight, and if they do, they can advance to the second round for the first time in 12 years. Rockets fans are ready to go tonight. So let's check out tonight's Southwest Airlines starting lineups. For the Portland Trailblazers, Rudy Fernandez, LaMarcus Aldridge, Joe Prisbilla, Brandon Roy, and Steve Blake. For the Houston Rockets, they'll line up this way. Shane Battier, Louis Scully, Yao Ming, Ron Artest, and Aaron Brooks. So we are ready to go. It's Game 6. Rockets with a 3-2 edge. They can close it out tonight with a victory. And we'll be back with a tip-off in just a moment on My 20. Oh, man, this electric crowd tonight. It's like watching a rocket take off. And they are pumped and ready. Let's go to our public address announcer for the Houston Rockets starting lineup.
Stand up! Get on your feet for Houston Rockets. And now tonight's starting lineup. A 6-foot guard out of Oregon, number 0, a 6'7" guard out of St. John's, number 96, Ron Artest. A 6'9" forward out of Argentina, number 4, Scola. A 6'8" forward out of Duke, number 31, and a 7'6" center out of China, number 11, Yao Ming. The head coach of your Houston Rockets is Rick Adelman. Ladies and gentlemen, your Houston Rockets.
Well, I'm almost out of breath just watching them get ready to play. I bet the adrenaline is up to about 100% right now, and you'll have to calm down in the heat of the storm before this game gets started. Now we can hear Bart Ennis, I think, so let's go courtside.
All right, Bill, you know, Portland coming off their best game in this series in Game 5, and you know what? If they make a shot or grab a rebound at the end of Game 4, they could have snuck out of here with a win in that one as well. So the Rockets are fully expecting a more confident, more aggressive Portland team tonight, and they are also expecting a very close game. And that brings us to our Geico quote of the game. It comes from Luis Scola. He says, "It will probably come down to the last minute, and we have to be ready to compete, fight, and finish the series at home." And there's no question that if this game is close in the fourth quarter, Portland, there's no tomorrow for them, so they'll be pulling out all the stops if the game is close. And like you guys have already said, Bill, the Rockets do not want to have to go back to Portland.
Well, Bart, the Rockets did win 2 games in a row in this series, and both of those were home games. They did steal one in Portland, and that's why they have a chance to end it tonight. As we take a look at Rick Adelman with his career playoff record of 75 and 74, that coming in Portland, Sacramento, and now in Houston. So Rick has been there, done that, as he is ready to go tonight. Down the way, Nate McMillan, who had most of his playoff success with Seattle as a player and assistant coach and head coach, and now here in Portland as he takes these young Portland Trailblazers to the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. In fact, Portland 2 seasons ago had won only 21 games. Yeah. But they've done a great job of rebuilding their franchise with youth, and they are ready to compete again. And there's one of the best young players in the NBA today, Brandon Roy. Aaron Brooks has had a sensational series. A little up and down at times, but if he's consistent tonight, the Rockets will be in trouble. The Rockets have a huge home court advantage tonight. They've won 12 of the last 13 games here against the Trailblazers, and they're a perfect 7-0 in playoff games at home against Portland.
Hey guys, make no mistake, this is the Rockets Game 7. This is a must-win.
Trying to get it to Yao Ming. Yao runs it down. Gets it to Scola. Scola puts it up and in. Always a broken play goes to the basket.
That's a good sign. You know, kept the crowd on their feet. You know, keep the crowd into it. Come out with some energy. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, if you can see that ball go in on the first possession, that gives you a lot of confidence.
Steal by Scola. Nicholas Batum has been starting in all of the games. Rudy Fernandez starting tonight. And had a little turnover there. They go to Yao Ming. Yao right now with Chris Billa one-on-one. Takes it with a hook shot. Yes! And the Great Wall gets off with an easy shot to start the game.
That time they had Luis Scola entering the ball.
An easy shot for LaMarcus Aldridge.
It's a good wrinkle by Nate McMillan. Getting Aldridge on the low block against Scola. That's been one of the better matchups throughout this series.
Artest picked up by Aldridge. Artest to the basket. He's knocked down. Aldridge with his first foul of the game.
Talk about Blazer coach Nate McMillan. You know, he's one of those guys. He said this young team, if he can get them to settle down, now that they know what the playoffs are all about, and just play together, they'll be okay.
The question for him and everybody else is, can they win 2 games in a row to keep it alive? Can they win 3 games in a row to win it? Oh, Ron Artest with a 3.
Well, if Ron Artest is able to knock down his shots, the Blazers are going to have no chance tonight. Ron Artest has really been struggling shooting that ball this series.
You know, he's one of those guys. He has a short memory. This game means a lot to him. He loves the big moments.
Aldridge from the outside with a miss. The rebound, Prisbilla, and it's blocked by Alvin Quinton.
The great wall. Get it out of here.
Now working on Prisbilla again. No double team right now. Now he gets one. Brooks with an extra pass to Artest.
Good rotations, but look, Artest has got a little man on him.
He's trying to take him to the basket. Back to Yao's got to take the shot from downtown, just inside the three-point line. Aaron Brooks passed up the open shot.
Yeah, I'd like to see Aaron aggressive in this game. When he's aggressive, the Rockets look really good. When he's passing, they struggle on the offensive end.
Because he's not passing for assists. There's LaMarcus Aldridge. So right now, he is the only Blazer to get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, for Aaron, he's got to look at this game like it's a game in November, a game in December. If he's got that open shot, he's got to shoot it.
Don't get caught up in the moment thinking about what this game actually means.
Brooks down the baseline, puts it up, gets the rebound, takes it inside the lane, gets it out to Artest. Rockets get a fresh 24 seconds. Artest taking it right to the basket and tries to save it.
Said he was out of bounds.
They're going to say he was out of bounds. All right, Bennett Salvatore, as we showed you a moment ago. Mike Callahan, James Capers. We've got 3 excellent officials here tonight who have a lot of playoff experience.
And that's what you need when you've got a huge game. You've got to have your best officials. And the NBA did a nice job of sending some veterans to this game.
And what you look for as a player is consistency.
Prisbilla with a rebound inside of Yao Ming. That's 2 offensive rebounds now for Prisbilla. In the regular season, Portland was the #1 offensive rebounding team in the NBA. They haven't rebounded that well here. And that's a wild shot by Fernandez, and it did not hit anything. And Blake takes it right to the basket for 2.
Hey, is this the playoffs?
It's the playoffs. You can't go to the basket that easy without taking a bump. Did you see the Celtics series?
Yeah.
Very physical.
You got to at least try to go for the block.
Well, sumo wrestling as Prisbilla and Yao go down, and Yao can't get up. Now they're playing 4-on-4 at the other end, and Aldridge with the miss, Battier with a rebound.
Well, the fans didn't like it, but Bennett Salvatore is right there watching Yao and Prisbilla.
Scola takes it inside, gets it back, and he goes out of bounds.
A lot of contact. If he's holding Yao down, Yao can't get up.
Well, they've got their... I've seen that move in wrestling.
Is that the figure 4, or was that the pretzel hold?
The pretzel hold. The pretzel hold.
Right in front of the official.
Rockets got off to a 7-2 run, but now Portland has come back. Blake again takes it inside, back to Prisbilla, who is fouled by Yao.
Well, Prisbilla, when he took it in, he took the contact to Yao. Yao was turned a little bit sideways.
I'll tell you, Prisbilla's played a lot better in this series than people have given him credit.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
He's a young man who was drafted years ago when he came into the league by the Houston Rockets, and they worked out a draft day trade. He ended up going to Milwaukee, signed as a free agent with Portland, and Prisbilla has held his own.
Well, what he's doing is he's fronting Yao Ming, and everybody is helping on the weak side. So Nate McMillan has devised a wonderful scheme to keep Yao's touches in mind.
Yeah, Prisbilla's had a tall task guarding Yao this series, and he's got a lot of help, but he's done a nice job.
He's got a lot of help.
He's in his 9th season in the NBA. He gets 1 out of 2, game tied at 7. Artest. Prisbilla fronting Yao, so is Aldridge on the other side. So they've changed up the defense again. And Aaron Brooks and a holding foul on Prisbilla.
He holds the whole time. When he finally gets called for a foul, he can't believe it.
Now, Prisbilla,
bottom of the screen, right there. Look at that. Both hands behind him. Wow.
Yeah, you can't get in front of him and then reach around behind and grab him.
No, you can't hook him from behind. You think they're doing a prom dance or something.
Prisbilla has been averaging about 5 fouls a game as Artest with an air ball right to Battier. You give him an assist?
Absolutely.
He's at home.
Battier with his first 2 points of the game. Brandon Roy right there where he loves to score.
Right at the elbow. You know, on those little curls, you got to beat him as he's coming to the ball. You can't give him that. That's too easy for Brandon Roy.
All players do not take that shot anymore. Brandon Roy has learned how to do it. He gets inside the defense and makes it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Scola can't get open. Roy's fronting him. Artest has picked up his dribble. Now Yao goes in and throws it away, and it was off the arm of Prisbilla, I believe, with 3 seconds on the shot clock for Houston.
Man, there's only already been just 5.5 minutes gone in this game, and every one of the players is sucking wind. They're tired. The adrenaline in this game has really taken a toll on these guys.
Good point. Adrenaline and playoff intensity. They're not leaving anything to chance.
Steve Blake in the open court. Blake's going to take it inside, and Yao with a block. Second block of the game for the Great Wall, standing tall. And Blake travels. Oh, boy, what a great play for Yao Ming to hustle back and make.
Athletic block for Yao Ming, and the Rockets are 3-0 in the playoffs when Yao has 1 or more blocks. What 7'6" man can get out and run down a guard and block a shot like that?
That was special by the Great Wall.
Artest finds Scola from 18 feet. And Battier with a rebound, puts it up, and it was blocked or knocked away from him. Inside for the slam to LaMarcus Aldridge. The one thing about Aldridge, he's 6'11", he runs like a deer. He can really fly up and down the court. You've got to stay with him. He's having a great series and 6 points in this game.
Got to keep a body on LaMarcus Aldridge. Too tall, too skilled up.
3 seconds called on Yao Ming.
See, that time Yao was open on the field, but the Rockets didn't see him.
Timeout charge to Houston. 5:37 left to play in the first quarter. Rockets got out to a 7-2 lead, but it's been all Portland since then.
Welcome back to Rockets Toyota Center. 5:37 left in the first. Blazers lead it by a basket.
Yao Ming already with 2 blocks in this game. Let's go to the bullseye.
Now we take a look at how Yao is doing it now. His first block, he was locked up with Joel Prisbilla. So he's helping right there on defense. Prisbilla comes down, and as they shoot it, go ahead and let it run until he shoots. Now watch it here. Yao is going to try to box out, but Prisbilla just pins him under the basket. So Yao doesn't get it. Now he's got to go up and block it. Nice job by Yao there. And then on the second one, here's Yao. He's got to run with the guard. Steve Blake is pretty quick. Yao jumps off of 1 foot with the one-hand block. 2 blocks for Yao, but only 2 shots so far.
You know, the Great Wall is controlling the paint. That was one of the keys to victory. The Rockets have to control the paint in order to win this game.
I mean, you talk about block shots, it's been all Portland in this series. They've got 20 more blocks than Houston. And there's a foul call on the Blazers.
They called it on Artest.
Oh, I'm sorry, Artest.
He was grabbing Roy as he was trying to trail around that pick.
They're calling it rather closely. You know, they've let it go so far.
Travis Outlaw in the game will bring the ball in.
Rudy Fernandez started, didn't give him much. Now Outlaw's in quick.
Aldridge up for 2 more. He's having a brilliant game. Marcus Aldridge 4 for 6. He has 8 points. Biggest lead of the game for the Blazers at 4. An 11-2 run by Portland over the last 5 minutes. Artest to the basket. Invents a shot.
That's a lot of contact, team, for a no call. Great move by Artest, but the officials have got to call that on both ends.
That seems like they're calling the ticky-tack fouls outside, but inside they're letting it go.
Brandon Roy puts it up. Prisbilla almost tipped it in.
You got to do a better job of putting the body on Chris Biller.
Yeah, he's too active.
Yeah, keeping him off the offensive board.
Scola, so far, has missed his first 2 shots. Looks a little reluctant to shoot. Get it down to Battier. Look at Outlaw come over. And it's out of bounds. And I'll tell you, guys, Portland's getting after it. They are really getting after it on defense.
They're getting away with a lot of hitting on the body.
That's 5 turnovers now by the Rockets. And that has been one of the keys in this series. And the Rockets already have turned it over too many times.
Got to take care of the ball in a game of this magnitude.
Travis Outlaw with a miss.
Well, game 1, Portland was not ready for the intensity of the playoffs. It looks to me like the Rockets haven't brought their intensity level up just quite yet in this game.
Ball gets out to Artest, who fires up a 3 in and out. Blake on the run will set up Brandon Roy. Brandon Roy to LaMarcus Aldridge.
And that's Portland's game right there. They like to run. They like to score over 100 points. They're 36-4 this year when they do score 100. So the Rockets have got to get back on defense.
Yeah, got to keep them out of transition. They got to control the pace of this team.
There's Villa fronting Yao. Yao can't get in good position. Shot clock down to 4, down to 3. Oh, what a shot. Degree of difficulty, 10.
That's what Aaron Brooks has got to do. He has the ability to get through opposing defense and make that shot. He can break them down. He's got to be aggressive to do it, though.
Rockets really working a lot harder for their shots as Brandon Roy puts it up and in.
That's just a great one-on-one individual move by Brandon Roy. And that's what the Rockets had when they had Tracy McGrady on the floor. Without him, they don't have that guy who can do that other than Vaughn Wafer off the bench.
2:52 left to play in the first quarter. Aaron Brooks sets up Artest. 7 on the shot clock. Rockets have had to take that shot clock right down, and there's Artest for 2. And a timeout taken by Nate McMillan. 2:42 left to play in the first quarter. A rough and tumble game. You expect it. Game 6. Blazers up by 2.
2:42 left in the first period here at Toyota Center. Portland leading this one right now by a bucket.
All right, Bart, everybody certainly has gotten red tonight. Red is awash in this building. Ron Artest off to a great start tonight. He's hit 3 of his first 5 shots. He has 7 points.
Well, Ron Artest, you can tell he's ready for the big moment. But he stops and pops on a slight pick and roll, driving to the basket. Tough inside move by Ron Artest. Again, here with the left hand. When he takes it to the basket, there's no one better in the Rockets offense than Ron Artest.
And he's looking for a call, too. He's thinking that he's getting fouled there. The officials are just swallowing their whistles. So Ron has got to keep his head on straight and just play tough basketball.
Well, he's right. He is getting fouled.
All right, Von Wafer has checked in now. Remember, he had that bulging disc. He could barely get off the plane the other night. And he did not think he was going to play. In fact, the Rockets had a release that said he would not play tonight. But he's out there. So let's see how he reacts. Right now, Aldridge, there's nothing wrong with him. And he misses finally, and Yao gets the rebound. So it'll be Brooks, Wafer, Yao Ming, Artest, and Scola. Back out to Scola, passed up on the 18-footer. Artest will fire up a 3, and he's on his game tonight. It's an Artestic success.
I'll tell you what, he's showing the veteran leadership. That's the reason the Rockets brought him here. He's doing exactly what he should be doing early in this game.
Your big players have got to come up big in the big games.
He was part of the big 3. It's just the big 2, but I'll tell you what, Luis has been very consistent in the playoffs.
Greg Oden put it up, caught his own pass. There's Wafer in the open court. Von Wafer's got Scola on the trail, and he missed the shot. I don't know if Aldridge may have gotten a piece of that ball.
Wow, that's when you got to go into him. Don't try to get that shot off.
That's right.
You just got to make contact and get to the line.
Fernandez, Aldridge, Greg Oden in the game. And Aldridge will shoot it over Yao. This kid is unbelievable.
Well, he's gotten better. The first couple games, it looked like he wasn't ready for the physicality of the playoffs. But since then, he's made some nice adjustments.
Well, that's the thing about the Portland team is the more they play, the more confidence they get.
Artest takes it to the basket, draws the foul from Greg Oden.
The Artest last couple times he drove, he didn't get any fouls. This time, he put his head down. He said, I'm just running over everybody. You're going to have to call something. Look at this. Three blazes there. He just runs right over Greg Oden. That wasn't a flop. He knocked him down.
Well, and Oden was inside the semicircle there, so any contact in there is an automatic block.
That ties it at 19 as Landry and Lowry will check into the game now for Houston. Scola will get a breather. Luis only 1 for 4 from the field for 2 points, so he's off to his slowest start so far of the series, but Artest has picked him up.
Yeah, it's going to vary from game to game. The key is that they play well together, and whoever has the open opportunity makes the most of it.
And the guys coming in off the bench have got to be ready to go.
Landry and Lowry have got to provide some spark off the bench. Lowry did score in Game 5.
Under a minute left to play in the quarter. Outlaw trying to clear ground on Yao Ming. Landry has the loose ball. The Rockets now can go 2 for 1 on possession. Artest outside. Will give it to Lowry, looking for Yao. Yao's got it on Oden. Spins inside. He's tripped and pushed, and he went down hard on his left hip and his left wrist. Oh, man. Oh, listen to this crowd. Well, when you're 7'6", 300 pounds, and you fall down, if you put your hand out, that's a lot of fall to stop.
Watch this. The feet get tangled up.
Ooh, man. I thought it was his hip.
Yeah, it looks like it was his hip. That's a lot of weight coming down on that hip. And, you know, some players wear padding, but I don't think padding would have helped right there. That's a lot of weight coming down.
Really hard.
He's still, look at him.
Trying to walk it off.
He's trying to walk it off at midcourt. Taking some deep breaths.
This is Game 6, guys.
Yeah.
Yao knows that. You know, he's a gamer.
He doesn't want to get on that plane and fly back to Portland.
No, he doesn't.
I don't either. I agree with him.
He wants to get on that plane and fly to the next city.
To L.A.
Well, that's his first miss. You know, sometimes when you're injured and you get on that free throw line, you've lost your concentration. So far, he's been shooting his free throws at a 96% clip.
They're leading the entire postseason with that free throw percentage.
Now in the series, 23 of 25.
A lot of times when you get upended, it messes up your mechanics, your shooting mechanics.
Outlaw. Back to Rodriguez. Channing Frye with the jumper. He misses. Landry yanks it down. Rockets can go for the final shot of the quarter.
Who else? None other than Ron Artest.
Everybody up. He's got 9 of the last 12 points scored by Houston. He'll fire it up from the parking lot. Short. And the rebound is after the buzzer. Well, if you believe in statistics, the winner of the first quarter has won the game in this series. Every one of them. And the Rockets win the first quarter tonight, 21-19.
After one period, the Rockets lead at 21-19. Welcome back to Fox Sports Houston's presentation of Rockets basketball on My 20, everybody. Bart Ennis with you. It's the Western Conference first-round series between the Trailblazers and the Rockets.
Thank you, Bart. Feliz cumpleaños to Luis Scola. Happy birthday, 29 today.
You know what he wants for his birthday?
A W.
Yeah.
Also, I want to wish a happy birthday to Willie Nelson. It's his birthday. No,
for
not
30?
Try 76.
Woo.
And still going strong. Well,
Pretty good.
just want to keep those trends going.
Yep. Now the Blazers, Aldridge is 6 for 9. The rest of the team, is that missed? 3 for 14.
Yeah, that's right. Aldridge has had the only one to make anything seriously, so the Rockets now have to try to get on the board with this group as Yao Ming will sit down. Von Wafer will put up the jump shot, and he's off to mark. And I don't know how much that bulging disc will affect his play tonight, but he is out on the court giving it a try.
Absolutely. Between Aldridge and Artest, they have most of their team's points.
Aldridge with a charge. Now, that is the second foul on LaMarcus Aldridge. So if the Rockets can't take him out of the game, maybe the referees can.
And good help defense by Lowry as Aldridge goes by Scully. You see Lowry gets in there and takes the charge. Good call by Mike Callahan there. But that's the way you play defense. There's no way you can stay in front of Aldridge by yourself. You got to have help.
Kyle Lowry does all of the little things when he's on the court, and that's why he's a super sub.
So Joel Presbilla will check back into the lineup. Scola will bring the ball in for Houston. Lowry and Sergio Rodriguez matched up out front. Waver comes back outside, turns around the corner, curls it over to Lowry. Lowry will fire it up and hit. A three-pointer for Kyle Lowry. Third three-pointer of the game for Houston. Rockets are 3 for 6 behind the arc for 50%. Rockets up by 5. Biggest lead of the game for Houston. Fernandez. Oh, boy, Presbilla right over the rim. And isn't that offensive goaltending?
That might have been in the cylinder, guys. I'm not sure. It was very close.
Well, it was a heads-up play by Presbilla nonetheless.
Well, Fernandez was shooting that.
It was an air ball.
Lowry to the basket, puts it up, Presbilla blocks it. He's tied for the lead in blocks for Portland. Back outside to Fernandez again. Rudy to the basket. Or Scola with a block.
Luis. Great block on the weak side.
Wow, Luis got up in the air on that one. He was up around the top of the square to block that one.
You sound like you're surprised.
Yeah, I am. Luis
Artest.
not known for his hops.
Artest. And a foul is called on Outlaw. Steve Blake will check back into the Portland lineup.
This just shows you how important every single possession is. Fernandez with that. Look at how Scola gets up there, just gets a fingernail on that ball, and you definitely jump higher on your birthday.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You get presence. The adrenaline's going. All right, Artest will come out for his first breather tonight. And Von Wafer will shoot the three. Well, that flop didn't work out for Fernandez. He flopped. And Wafer hit. 4 for 7 for Houston behind the arc. And the Rockets lead it by 6.
Now, his back looked pretty good to me on that jumper, man. I don't know about you guys, but it looked good to me.
Let's keep it that way.
Block shot there by Landry. Lowry in the open court. Landry very active here early.
Yeah, he's changing the game, really.
Scola from the outside. Second basket of the game for Luis. Nate McMillan calls a timeout. They're up in Toyota Center. Rockets with their biggest lead of the game. Rockets start the second quarter on an 8-2 run, and everybody getting in on the act.
Well, it's good to see the second group come in and do some good things. Now, Wafer kicks it over to Lowry, who knocks down a three. The Rockets are 2 for 2 behind the arc in this quarter. And then Wafer knocks down the second three-pointer right there. Like Bill said, 8-2 run for the Rockets. Nate McMillan had to call the timeout. The Rockets doing a nice job pushing this lead, but guys, no lead will be safe tonight.
No, you got to continue to build on that lead through great defense, consistent play, and you got to get the boards. No second chance opportunity for the Blazers.
So far tonight, both teams with 14 rebounds in this game. And the team to win the rebounding battle has won every game in this series also. But right now, I'd just rather be on the winning side of the score. The rest of those statistics will take care of themselves.
And a lot of game left.
Brandon Roy and Shane Battier. Presbilla sets a pick over to Fernandez. He misses the shot, and Scola with a rebound.
One and done. Great job by the Houston Rockets. Good help defense.
Lowry on the drive, missed it, and Landry with the follow. The L&L boys. Lowry and Landry. 10-2 run.
The LL train.
L&L boys.
Brandon Roy taking it inside. Taken away by Landry. Boy, Big Carl came to the game tonight.
Yes, he has.
Over to Scola. Scola going to work on Prisbilla. And Scola takes it inside, and a foul is called on Portland. And it's on.
It's on Brandon Roy
Roy
reaching in. Prisbilla was really physical with Scola, but as Roy came down from the top, he reached in and got Scola on the arm.
So look at Scola, 1, 2, 3 dribbles, 4 dribbles. Pushing, still going right.
Oh, that was pretty obvious.
Any doubt he's going right?
No, he's gone left 4 times this season.
And as I recall, he made all 4 of those shots.
Hey, let me tell you something. This is his birthday. He can do whatever he wants.
That's right.
Well, do a lot. Well, they couldn't afford to have Aldridge in foul. They're going to have to play him with 2 fouls. And if he picks up number 3, there's still 8:25 left to play in this quarter. I'm sure Nate McMillan's probably going to try to ride him.
And Scola probably needs to go at him.
Go right at him. Get that 3rd foul on him. But Aldridge is a smart player. He knows how to stay away from the foul.
Well, if he's laying off those, Scola's going to be able to score at will.
We'll see. That's why they play the game.
Rockets with an 11-point lead. Timeout taken by Rick Adelman. And right now, Carl Landry has come to the party tonight.
Welcome back to Fox Sports Houston's presentation of Rockets basketball on My 20. Game 6. 6:26 left in the second. The Rockets have opened up an 11-point lead.
All right, Bart, 13-4 run by Houston here in the second quarter, and Luis Scola is really hustling at both ends of the court.
Hey, Luis, doing what he does best, and that's everything, that the little things that make the team better. There he is with a nice finish in traffic, making the steal in the passing lane, always there to help out his teammates, and the big block, chasing down defenders, opposing defenders, knocking down the open shots. He's doing it all tonight, guys, and he has all series long.
Now Scola will take a breather. Yao Ming is back into the game. Von Wafer has the ball. Passes to Lowry, blocked by Prisbilla. And Blake tries to save it. He steps out of bounds. So the Rockets get a big break. They'll get 24 fresh seconds. Hey, back on the shot clock.
Prisbilla's been doing a nice job of guarding the basket for the Blazers.
Yes.
You got to keep attacking him, but you may want to try to get your body on him so you can get him into foul trouble.
Yeah, you can't just try to go away from the contact. When you see him, go right in his chest. Otherwise, he's going to block it.
Prisbilla with 9 block shots in this series. He's got 3 tonight. In fact, Brandon Roy's got 7. Aldridge has 8. And now with 3, he's got 10. So Prisbilla with 10 block shots.
Prisbilla's playing the best he's ever played in his career. He's doing a nice job, and he's really giving the Blazers a good opportunity to get away from Odin.
Well, very smartly, Lowry they reset the shot clock from 24 to 6. So the Rockets didn't have a fresh, and not only does he get free throws, he gets Aldridge out of the game with his 3rd foul.
Look at the heads-up move by Kyle Lowry. Gets him up in the air. Pivotal mistake by the Marcus Aldridge. You never get up in the air on the jump shooter. You stay down, make him shoot over the top.
That's the inexperience of Aldridge showing right there.
And he knows it, and that's why he's on the bench. That's a big move with 6 minutes left to play here in the first half.
He is their hottest scorer. He's got 12 points, and he has to go to the bench. And now Lowry, who's done a terrific job. In fact, Von Wafer, Kyle Lowry, and Landry, boy, what a job they've done coming off the bench. And the Rockets have been very aggressive. Thus, they have gone to the free throw line more than Portland.
But those 3 guys are aggressive and they're productive every single night. Look for a heavy dose of Brandon Roy with Aldridge on the bench.
Outlaw will fire up a 3. Boy, that was a flat shot. They get it back. Blake will fire it up. He misses. Lowry tipped over to Landry. Great job by that little, fire hydrant is what he is.
He's all over the place. He's all out hustle. Let me tell you something. He understands the importance of this game.
Down to Yao. Prisbilla right behind him. Yao trying to work it inside with the hook shot. Got it. Yao Ming. They don't have Aldridge to come over and help now.
Yeah, Portland is playing a small lineup. So Outlaw is now the guy who's got to be the helper, and he's not used to that. Hasn't done it all series.
Outlaw is fouled by Landry. Now, you got Yao there to play the back door, so just let him go. But I'll tell you, I can't be critical of anything Carl Landry has done tonight.
Check this out. Yao on the opposite end. Turn around, jump hook. Take that. You know, when he does get the opportunity, he makes the most of it. I'd like to see him get more opportunities, guys.
Fernandez was coming late on that double team, and Yao just made him pay for it.
Travis Outlaw in the regular season came off that bench. He was one of the candidates for sixth man of the year in the NBA, but in this series, his shooting has really suffered. He's 4 for 9 from behind the three-point line, and or 3 for 14, I'm sorry, behind the three-point line. And he's taking a little heat in Portland.
Well, jump shooters oftentimes struggle in the playoffs because you got to be aggressive. A little bit more hands, a little bit more physical.
Yao will take it from the outside. He misses, and the rebound goes to Portland. Rockets have to keep playing that suffocating defense. Brandon Roy steps back, fires it over Battier. Well, you just can't stop him.
Yeah, that's a devastating step back. Ooh, crossover step back. That's how you create separation if you're trying to get your shot off.
And that's as good a D as you can play, and he's just better.
Lowry going to the basket. Ball is loose. Lowry's got it. And Landry is fouled. Going to the basket, so Carl Landry will get 2 free throws. He's all over the basketball here tonight.
Carl Landry has a nose for the basketball. He's always in the crowd. If he's in the crowd and there's a loose ball, look for Carl Landry to come up with it. There's a pass by Kyle Lowry.
Well, Lowry did a great job of getting that ball while he was on the floor. Now he's got to find somewhere to pass it. A little bounce pass from the seated position.
Now, Carl wasn't shooting that ball, but he is definitely going to give him 2 shots.
Well, you know what's interesting is Landry came off the bench here in the second quarter. He's already got 6 rebounds to lead the Rockets, and they've got a 30-second clean up the blood timeout right now for Portland as Prisbilla got cut on the hand.
One thing you enjoy about this game is that you know the intensity level is very high. These guys are going all out.
You've been in that huddle before with that man. What's he saying?
Rick Adelman, he's saying, hey, we're doing a pretty good job. Keep your composure. Slow it down. We're in control. Let's get a good shot every time down.
You guys talking about the bench and how good they've been. The Rockets bench has out-rebounded the Portland bench 10-2, and the bench has outscored the Portland bench 12-2. Lowry knocks down a 3 right there. Whenever Lowry is penetrating, he's at his best, but Landry gets in behind him for the rebound, and then you got to play some defense on the other end, too. Good job there by Carl. The bench has come in and really give the Rockets a big lift. That's what you need to win a closeout game.
Yep. Production from all sources on the court. And you got to make your free throws. Did I mention that?
Yes, indeed. You didn't have to.
Landry looks like he's growing up in front of our eyes, too. He's gotten off to a slow start this series, but he's really caught fire here in Game 6.
Well, when you talk about young teams, everybody's talking about how young Portland is, but if you look at the Rockets with Lowry, Landry, Aaron Brooks, Bob Wafer, a lot of guys who haven't been in many playoffs. In fact, Lowry hadn't been in any. He was in Memphis. Outlaw. Brandon Roy takes it inside, shoots it over Landry. Great defense by Carl. Artest back into the game now, along with Battier. Landry stays in. Artest goes around the corner, off the glass for 2. Ron Artest with 14 points, and the Rockets bump the lead up to 42-27.
Guys, I tell you, I'm really impressed with what Ron Artest has done so far in this game, playing very intelligently and with a sense of purpose.
Well, without his old running buddy, LaMarcus Aldridge in the game, there's Outlaw with a tough shot. Wow, is he acrobatic?
He makes tough shots, and he just elevates right over the top of Carl Landry, who's an athletic jumper.
3:20 left to play in the quarter. Rockets so far dominated with their defense. Artest. They go to Shane, down to Yao. Yao turns on Prisbilla, got a little shove in the back, and that was enough to throw his shot off just a little bit. Brandon Roy will take it from the outside, and you better get on it. You go behind that pick, you're in trouble.
All day. That's what he wants you to do. When he's making that 3, he's virtually unstoppable.
10-point Houston lead. Those were 2 big baskets by Portland now to keep them within shouting distance.
Portland in that matchup zone now.
Shane Battier shooting over 60% from the field at home. And he hits a three tonight.
That's called a zone buster right there. You see him in the zone and you drill that three, that'll get him out of it in a hurry.
At home, Shane seems to be a lot more active on the offensive end.
Brandon Roy on the drive. Blocked by Landry. Outlaw says, I'll try it. No, he won't. Brandon Roy from the outside hits a three. Brandon Roy single-handedly keeping Portland in this game. Got 14 points. Aldridge with 12. They're the second leading duo in the NBA in terms of scoring. They're number one now because there's Artest with 16 points.
See, Ron Artest is getting his shot each and every time down the floor in his rhythm. He's on balance. He's doing a nice job tonight shooting the ball.
Within the offense, too.
Hernandez turns the corner. Back to Blake. Blake. And an offensive foul on Steve Blake. Look at that, Lowry. Get out there and fight on defense. Timeout on the court. It's painful right now, but Kyle Lowry can put up with it. Rockets defense getting the job done. Welcome back to Fox Sports Houston's presentation of Rockets basketball on My 20. The Western Conference first round series, the Trailblazers and the Rockets. I'm Bill Worrell along with Matt Bullard and Clyde Drexler, and that young fan in attendance tonight having a lot of fun along with everybody else. And the Rockets have done a superb job on defense. They've held the Blazers to only 35 points so far while scoring 47. And the bench for Houston getting the job done.
Really on both ends of the court, too. The Rockets are doing a nice job of scoring, but their defense has been spectacular. You've got to finish your defense. And nice tie there, Clyde. Nice tie. Of course, we got Clyde the Glide, we got Air Bowl, and we got Cornbread Bill Worrell.
That's cornbread. Right. But this, I'm like Cedric. I want to be called Bill now. Well, it's too late in my career to be cornbread.
I got some cornbread for you here, Bill. Paula wanted to make sure you got your cornbread.
All right.
So made you a whole thing. Cornbread Bill Worrell.
Thank you, Paula. All right, Artest to the basket, sets up Landry, and again it's erased.
Yeah, with Chris Billa, you got to go in there with bad intentions. You just can't go to the basket weakly.
That's 4 blocks for Chris Billa in this game. Brandon Roy shoots it over Battier, misses, and is tipped away by Chris Billa, who actually went over the back of Yao, but he got a break there. As we're down to a minute left to play in this quarter, Rockets need to finish like they started. Artest looking down the baseline. Pass to Landry. Yeah!
That's how you take it to the basket. Go in there like a man.
Did Yao say block this?
Yeah.
He got post to ride.
Steve Blake to go down the baseline. And it's going to be
out of bounds.
Out of bounds on Blake. So the Rockets now can go 2 for 1 if they so choose.
Check out the jam from the Great Wall. Landry tries it. Chris Billa blocks it. Yao says, okay, take this, big fella. That's a lot of frustration. Trust me.
Aaron Brooks. Nowhere to go there as they trying to look for Yao again. Artest will fire up a 3. Ron Artest is firing up missiles. 19 points.
Foul to give. The Rockets have a foul to give.
They still have it. Can't you give it to Roy when he...
Well, Ron Artest has 1 foul. He's the hype man. I don't know if you don't want him to get the foul.
Brandon Roy hits. Rockets will have just under 5 seconds. Artest has the basketball. He shoots it from out on LaBranche, and it's just short. Well, the Rockets scored 31 points in the second quarter, hold Portland to 18. And Yao Ming and Ron Artest getting it done here in the first half. Still a long way to go, but the Rockets jump out on top, 52-37. Stay tuned. The Lexus halftime report is next. Don't go away.
Well, still a lot of basketball left to be played, but they're lounging easy in the Lexus Lounge because the Houston Rockets on top by 15 at halftime, 52-37. Kevin Eschenfelder alongside Don Chaney. Welcome to the Lexus halftime report. An extremely solid first half from the Houston Rockets. You know, it's nice to have that 15-point lead. They wouldn't have the 15-point lead had it not been for their defense in the first half.
They were very alert. They were very supportive. I saw great team defense and extremely great effort.
Last two games, we go to the offensive side. Ron Artest was a collective 8 for 29 from the floor. So far tonight, 7 of 11, and Ron has played like a warrior so far in this first half.
He's done it all. He's taking a jumper, he's taking it to the basket, playing solid defense, but he's shooting the ball very freely and with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and sometimes when the offensive game, he forces the offensive game to come to him. Tonight, it seems like he's really let the game. I mean, it hasn't been out of the confines of the offense, him getting his shots.
He's not over-dribbling.
Right.
You know, sometimes he gets caught up in that over-dribbling, but he's taking the game and letting the game come to him. I like that.
Well, Rockets a much better basketball team like everybody else in the NBA. When they're shooting the ball from the outside, tonight so far, 6 of 11 from big distance. It totally changes the way they go about doing things. It opens things up on the inside. So many more options when you're shooting it from three-point range.
Well, they're moving the ball very well. They're hitting the shot. The game is wide open right now because they have an inside and an outside game. So they're getting all the shots they want from the three-point line into the paint area.
Rockets 6 of 11 from three-point distance. Ron Artest has 3 of them. Battier with 1, Wafer with 1, and Lowry with a three-pointer as well. We're at halftime. So far in this series, the team that has the lead at halftime has gone on to victory in the game. If the Rockets can do that, they'll win their first series since 1997. Back with more of a Lexus halftime report in a moment. Welcome back to Fox Sports Houston's presentation of Houston Rockets playoff basketball on My 20. Here at halftime, the Lexus halftime report. Kevin Eschenfelder, Don Chaney with you. The Rockets leading it by 15, 52-37. Going to bring in Matt Bullard now for the Bullseye. Bull, we talked about this in the pregame. 2 things that really come to mind when you're going to win basketball games in the playoffs. One is outstanding defense, and Yao Ming talked about it as well. Talked about having to be patient offensively. You got a couple of examples of both.
Yeah, for the Rockets to have a 15-point lead at halftime, they had to be good on both ends of the court. We'll go to the Bullseye, and we'll show you the defense first. You got to go defense first. Defense wins championships. Now, over here in this mess is Von Wafer, and he's going to be chasing Rudy Fernandez. This play is for Rudy Fernandez. There they go. Now, Fernandez stops, and Wafer runs into him. But watch how Wafer still continues around. Stop it right there. Wafer had that shut down. So now they got to give the ball to Brandon Roy one-on-one and let Roy create something. Go ahead and let it run. Battier's got to play good defense now. As the pick comes up, you got to help. Now stop it there. You see Scola doing a nice job helping. Von Wafer jabbing in and then getting back to his man. And then watch Lowry jabbing and getting back. Now you got a rebound. Someone's got to get in there and get that rebound. So good help on the initial play and good help stopping that and getting the rebound. Now we'll take it to the other side of the court and go to the offensive end. Yao Ming has got to get shots. And the Rockets have to be patient. Yao talked about get the ball inside. Now here's Yao down here. They're going to bring the ball over here to the side. And I want you to watch the defense, how the defense is getting in the way behind. Now Oden gets around in front. And you see the help defender is already there. So okay, now stop it here. As the ball swings here, now Yao is pointing. Give the ball back over here. Here's the help defender again. So as the ball goes back to Lowry, Lowry makes a pass fake. There goes the help. Now he makes a pass fake there, and as soon as the help gets away, then Yao gets a one-on-one opportunity. Now Yao gets fouled there, and that was a hard foul for Yao, but a little bit of patience goes a long way when you're getting the ball to the big fella. Don,
Bull,
you got any ideas?
Bull, I want to go back to the defensive side just a moment. We're going to bring in Coach on this too, because the biggest difference right now between Von Wafer now and the Von Wafer we saw, say, in December is how hard he plays on the defensive end. Somebody's gotten to him. Obviously, it's been this way for 3 months now, but the harder you play defensively, the more you're going to play, and the more important minutes you're going to play.
He's getting that understanding that this is not a one-dimensional sport. You got to play all facets of the game. You can't just be an offensive player. You got to play defense. You got to do a lot of different things, and he's learned that right away.
The Rockets playing at both ends of the floor. That's why they lead by 15 at halftime, 52-37.
Houston Rockets did a lot of hard work in the first 24 minutes, leading it by 15 points. But, fellas, you have to forget about the first half. It's over and done. This is now down to a 24-minute game.
It's 0-0 right now. That's the only way you can look at it.
Well, you think about what the Rockets did on defense, guys. They were excellent. They held the Blazers at 39% from the field. 3 of 18 the rest of the team. Roy and Aldridge were 13 of 23. So you let those guys get their points, but you stop everything else. That's the reason they enjoy a 15-point lead at the half.
Well, Bart Ennis has talked to the coaches. Bart, what did they have to say?
Well, Bill spoke with Jack Sigma. He said one of the things they worked extremely hard on in practice yesterday was their defensive switching, rotating as the Blazers moved the ball. In the first half, they were sensational in that regard, and they forced the Trailblazers into some bad shots. But they know that Portland, with their back against the wall, they're going to come out with all guns blazing in this second half, so they have to continue to do those things as well as keep Yao involved on the offensive end in the second half. Bill?
Okay, Bart, let's revisit the keys, Clyde, that you had at the start of the game.
Well, the Rockets came out with energy. They won the first quarter. Usually, the team that wins the first quarter does what?
They win the series.
Absolutely. They got Yao some shots, 7 points at the half. They're controlling the paint. If they continue to do this, they'll move on to L.A. to face the L.A. Lakers.
Or, guys, I think it's the Red Blazers, actually. I think it's...
I don't want to jinx them, so we're going to just...
So far, the Red Blazers have been good.
I think the Rockets are going to get a heavy dose of LaMarcus Aldridge and Brandon Roy here in the second half. Both of them leading the way. Brandon Roy with 16, LaMarcus Aldridge with 12 before he picked up his third foul. 19 for Ron Artest for Houston. Now you come out to start the third. There's Aldridge trying to take it inside, draws a double team. Blake will fire up the three, miss it. Yao with a rebound.
So, guys, Aldridge and Roy are ready to play in this game. The rest of the Blazers look like they're scared.
They're overwhelmed because they know they're not going to be needed on the offensive end, but they're not contributing in any way. They need more production from their teammates.
Brooks outside. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Down to Yao. Yao will work on Prisbilla. 3. Down to 2. It's all you, Yao. And he misses.
All right, good shot. He got his turnaround jumper. At least he's getting some opportunities, staying warm.
The spacing wasn't good there, though. Artest man was in the way.
The whole time
to make the move, yeah.
Surprised he didn't get the steal. Brandon Roy was.
Fernandez turns the corner, takes it to the basket, puts it up and in. Rudy Fernandez with maybe his best effort of the series. He went right to the hole.
Yeah, he's 0 for 4 in the first half, and he's a better player than that, so watch for Rudy Fernandez to try to get it going.
Artest will back it out now. He'll pull back to shoot. Artest short. That's what they don't want to fall in the trap of taking those outside shots. You got to start it inside.
Yeah, make that defense. Oh, what a carry by Steve Blake. Let him go with that.
Brandon Roy on the perimeter. Gets a step on Artest. Rattles, won't go. Tipped outside. Battier tips it back to Yao. Little volleyball game.
Yeah, Battier got to grab that ball. There's no one there.
Artest with a reversal. That's the way you do it. Be aggressive and get that ball up the court.
Use your defense to turn it into offensive possessions. Rockets did a nice job of pushing up tempo there.
When the Rockets walk it up, Matt, they lose a lot of seconds on the shot clock.
They got to run some clock, make that defense work, but at the same time, keep that ball moving. Good ball movement will get you open shots every time.
Foul on Scola. And that's the first foul on Luis.
Wait a minute. Luis says, this is my birthday. They're not supposed to call foul on me on my birthday.
I can foul if I want to.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me?
Bill, who sings that?
I didn't like it the first time it came out.
Was it the Shondells?
No.
The Sherrills?
No.
Certainly wasn't Matt and Clyde.
Marcus Aldridge just in and out.
Those are the things that happen when you're struggling. The ball goes in and out. Almost, but not quite.
Yeah, good call.
And a holding foul is called.
Yao had position on Prisbilla, and Prisbilla used the swim move to get over Yao Ming, and that's got to be a foul every time. Of course, first time we've seen it called the whole series.
Now, the swim move, that's a move used by offensive linemen or defensive linemen to get by offensive linemen.
I think it was Leslie Gore. Here's Ron Artest getting a pick. He'll just go one-on-one with Brandon Roy. Artest back to Yao with an 18-footer. Bingo! Yao Ming says, I know how to get a shot. I'll just go outside.
And he's a devastating shooter because he's versatile enough to make the 18-footer.
Are they using Yao to stretch the defense for the Artest post-up?
Gotta way to get him in the game, and that's a great alternative. Good option.
The double team's coming off those picks, and Aldridge, and a foul is called on Scola. They may be trying to even this up a little bit now. Aldridge got in foul trouble early. Scola with 2 early fouls in the third.
I don't know. That was not a lot there. You can call that on every possession if you'd like.
But guys, the fouls in the first half, Blazers had 10, the Rockets had 3. So, Bill, you might be right. They might be trying to even out that foul count.
Human nature. Aldridge taking it inside with the jump hook for 2. And you see why he came out early. Rick Barnes wanted to keep him at Texas, but he said, I'm ready for the NBA, and he certainly is. He played 2 years at UT. Double team on Yao. Yao with a fall away. Whoa, what a shot by Yao Ming. And the big fella. Let's ride him as long as we can.
The Rockets doing a good job of getting him the ball, looking for him in their offense.
When he gets it one-on-one, you can't stop him.
Trying to get Aldridge isolated one-on-one with Scola, and so far they are.
And that's what Nate McMillan, that's one of the adjustments he made at halftime. He saw that Aldridge had it going. He said, we got to get it to the big fella and ride him.
Oh, he's 8 of 13.
You got to know sooner or later, Brandon Roy will get that ball. He'll take over for the Blazers.
Aaron Brooks has got Aldridge on him now. Look at this. Aaron's got an air ball.
Basket. You got to take it past Aldridge and see if you can get another foul on it.
Here's Billa. Roy with a drive, and Yao with a foul. And for Yao Ming, that's his 2nd foul of the game. So already here in the first moments of the third quarter, the Rockets with 3 team fouls, the Blazers with only 1. As Brandon Roy will go to the free throw line. He is number 2 in the NBA in free throw attempts in the playoffs.
See, the Blazers seem to be a little bit more aggressive at this stage of the game. Rockets have got to stop selling for the perimeter jumpers, take the ball in the paint to the basket.
Yeah, and Coach Chaney talked about that at halftime, how you can get a little complacent when you've got a big lead. Rockets got to fight against that human nature and really come out tough.
Remember, they led at 15 at the half. You know, they're doing a pretty good job preserving the lead, but you don't want to see that lead evaporate because you're settling for outside jumpers.
First free throws of the game for Brandon Roy. He makes them both. He's now 38 of 42 or 90%.
Rockets got to do something to get this crowd on their feet. Keep that advantage.
How about a layup from Artest? Well, he's earning his money now. 23 points for the Big A.
Well, he's had a pretty good series against the Blazers. Played very intelligently. Oh, that's a push off.
And Blake, foul is called on Aaron Brooks. That's the 14th foul on the Rockets. This is what got the Rockets in trouble up in Portland. They put the Blazers on the free throw line in the penalty with over half the fourth quarter left. And already 14 fouls now on Houston. And that's going to be a foul on Aaron Brooks, and that's the 15th foul. So now they're going to start shooting free throws. They have 7:23 left in the quarter. That's just, you don't want to do that.
Well, it looks like Brandon Roy got a knee to the left quad. He stayed down for a second. He popped up all right there, but you know, we talked about you don't want to get complacent. You got to do what you did in the first half here in the second, and as it comes into your screen, you see Aaron trying to impede Roy's progress, but that's a foul, easy call.
Roy bumps right into him and falls down. Wasn't a whole lot there, guys. Pretty nice if you can get to the free throw line that way.
Without having the ball.
Just run into somebody and fall down. How nice is that?
Brandon Roy, one of those superstars in the league that has picked his game up to the next level in the playoffs, joining LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, Ben Gordon in Chicago.
You guys see that little 00 patch on the sleeve of the Blazers? That's in recognition of Kevin Duckworth.
Correct. Old teammate of yours.
Old teammate who passed last summer at the age of 44 or 45.
Inside to Yao! The basket.
Yao's doing a much better job tonight of staying active. He's not letting Chris Billa get in front of him. He's moving.
Setting pick and rolls. And on the roll, that time he got the dunk.
Aldridge working on Scola again. Inside for Aldridge. You're not going to give up any flops in the playoffs.
No, Luis has got to hold his ground. That's way too easy. Make him shoot over the top of you.
Yao on the outside, nowhere to go. Gives it back to Aaron Brooks. Aaron, back to Yao. Yao, back to Battier. Scola with an 18-footer. Bingo. Good ball movement by Houston. 7 points for Luis. Quickly to Aldridge. Inside and missed it, and Yao with one arm gets the rebound.
Good job by Luis of playing defense, just staying solid that time.
Yeah, Aldridge is going to score a lot of points. You just got to stay solid and don't make it easy for him.
Yeah, guys who get a lot of touches, they're going to score points. What you want to do is make them work for everything they get.
Scola taking it inside, putting it up, has it blocked, but he was fouled first, and he'll shoot two.
And that's the other thing you do is you take it to the guy who's scoring on the other end. Make him play defense.
Well, Rick Adelman calls a timeout, and here in the third quarter, Yao Ming with 6 points, Artest with 4. The veterans are coming up big. Hi again, everybody, and we welcome you back to an electric Toyota Center here tonight, where the Rockets lead it 64-49. Let's take a look at tonight's Progressive Insurance Above the Rim replay.
What do you have? There's Yao on the road. Give me that. Throw it down, big fella. Look at the great footwork, the quickness of the great wall.
And a nice pass by Aaron Brooks on that play.
And a new wrinkle by Rick Adelman to keep Yao moving, setting it high, pick and roll, using him not only on the paint, but also on the perimeter.
And gradually Yao getting better, and that's what we've seen all season long, the ability of Yao Ming to wear everybody down by the time you get to the fourth quarter. And this fan's hoping the Blazers' trail does indeed stop here in Houston. As you take a look at the shooting so far in this quarter. Hey, fellas, I'd like to take this moment, a sad note for me. A good friend of mine, McCoy McLemore, passed away yesterday after battling cancer for a long time. And well, I'm really going to miss Mac. He was a good friend. He was my first analyst on Rockets basketball in the mid-'80s. He played for the Rockets in the early '70s. And he's been connected with the Rockets and this franchise for a long, long time. And I'm really going to miss him, and I want to pass along to his family and his two beautiful daughters and his wife all of my condolences.
Oh, what a great guy. I worked with McCoy on the 2012 initiative here in Houston for the Olympic Games. Yeah. What a wonderful man.
Yeah, he meant a lot to me when I started out in this business, because he gave me such a great insight into the way the NBA is played, the players, and everything when I started my broadcasting, and I'm going to miss his friendship tremendously.
Absolutely. Being a former player, he had a great view on what happens on the court, but he was able to articulate it as well.
And he and John Egan did a big part in starting the NBA Ex-Players Association here in Houston and helping out retired players.
Yeah, they ran the retired players chapter here in Houston, and they were very active in that. It really brought us all together, so we will miss Mac.
Yeah, always a settling influence on any situation. McCoy McLemore. Brandon Roy putting it up and out. And Aaron Brooks for the rebound.
A little crossover move, step back. He always creates separation, but he was off balance on that shot.
Can't make them all.
He tries. He's darn good.
He's pretty close.
Over to Aaron Brooks. Now to Yao. Yao turns baseline. No! Boy, that took the paint off the rim.
Watch out. There's a foul. Oh.
Well, yeah.
Yao got away with one.
He got away with one.
That's something that you never want your center to do. You never want him to reach in.
He had 2 fouls, too.
On a very quick Rudy Fernandez.
Look at this. Yao just got to get back, make him shoot over the top. The quick hands of Yao Ming.
He got all ball.
Knocked the ball out of bounds. Good move.
Travis Outlaw with Scola goes to the basket. Yao scared him off. Now he jumps it up short. Aaron Brooks in the open court. Get it across the line.
Scola on the block against Outlaw.
Aaron picked up his dribble. Now he gets it up to Scola. Scola working one-on-one with Outlaw, gets around him, puts it up and back out to Artest. Artest puts the dribble on the floor, missed it, and Yao Ming cleans it up.
Yao has that inside position when his defender is playing in front of him. Yao's done an excellent job on the offensive boards all series long.
The great ones always meet the challenge.
You find a way to do something productive.
Travis Outlaw from the outside hits a three. Well, it's been lean for him here in the playoffs, and he gets one there. And Travis Outlaw with 7 points off the bench, but their bench, that's it. Travis Outlaw, he's got all 7 of their bench points. Now to Artest. Gets a double team. That leaves Aaron wide open. AB for three!
Now, the Rockets are clicking on all cylinders. Inside out, they've got their whole game working, offensively and defensively.
Got the crowd back into this game again.
Outlaw takes it inside, puts it up with the left hand. Yao scared him to death. Rockets trying to build on their biggest lead of the game.
Coach Adams saying, hold it up, let's get a good shot every time down.
And a foul on Rudy Fernandez.
You see, that's where Luis Scola had a mismatch right there, and Fernandez just fouled him because he knew if Scola got the ball, he was going to score.
So now Carl Landry will come in for Luis. Goes to the bench with 9 points and 4 rebounds and a timeout taken by the Portland Trailblazers. But watch it again as the foul call by Fernandez. Playoff action. Rockets up by 19.
Welcome back to Toyota Center. 3:25 left in the third, and the Rockets have opened up a 19-point lead.
Toyota Center rocking like I've never seen it before. These fans are noisy. They're in a partying mood. And let me ask you, Clyde Drexler, a young team always looks to its leaders, its older players in the playoffs. Ron Artest has really stepped up big tonight.
Well, he understands the importance of this game. His experience is showing. 17 points on the season, 13 in the playoffs. Tonight, when they needed him, 23, and we're not even done with the third quarter yet. He's been big on offense, but he's also played wonderful defense on Brandon Roy.
Yeah, Ron's really got a tough job. He's got to play both ends of the court. And the reason why the Rockets have such a big lead is because Artest has been playing within the offense, but still looking for his shot.
He's been precise. He's been quick. He hadn't dribbled himself out of the offense. He's making his move on balance, just making incredible decisions with the basketball. I think it's the new haircut, guys. I like it.
Brooks to Battier, down to Yao. Yao's got Greg Oden on him now. He'll turn and fire over Oden. He missed it. And the rebound goes to Portland. 3:10 left to play in the third quarter.
What the Rockets got to do here is just play at their level, control the tempo.
Oh, Yao steps in front of Oden. Hey, what's good for one end is good for the other.
That's interesting. The Blazers trying to go to Oden on the post. That's not a play that's been very successful in this series.
Obviously. Now Oden battling Yao. Yao trying to get position. Can't do it. Looks like two sumo wrestlers out there. Artest misses. And Aldridge with the rebound. Just keep playing that defense. Landry comes out to help. Aldridge now will shoot it over Carl and hits. Oh, that guy is unbelievable.
Yeah, see, Landry helped too much on Steve Blake and let Aldridge catch the ball. Let Steve Blake go. What's he going to do?
Well, he's going to pass it. That's what he's doing. He runs the offense. He's trying to get these guys the ball.
Aldridge and Brandon Roy. There's a foul on Outlaw. Brandon Roy and Aldridge have 40 of their 54 points. That means they've got 40 points, only 14 by the rest of their team, as Outlaw with the foul. And both teams will be in the penalty on the next foul call.
Last game they had 50 of the 88 points.
Yeah.
So this Portland team has really gotten down to just two guys scoring.
Well, they take the majority of the shots, but Fernandez and Outlaw, those guys have got to show up in the playoffs, and even Steve Blake.
Aaron Brooks taking it to the basket. Oden gave him a body, and that's going to send Aaron Brooks to the free throw line. And that's what you want now. Here in the final 2 minutes, both teams in the penalty.
And see, that's what you do when you're Aaron Brooks and you've got a big man on you. You don't settle for the jump shot. You take it right into his body, make him foul you.
He's so quick. He can get by anyone anytime he wants to. He's just got to be aggressive enough to want to do it. I want to see a little bit more want to and a little bit more aggressiveness. Imagine if that was Darren Williams or Chris Paul with only a 7-footer to beat. Oh, come on, that'd be a layup every time. And he has the quickness. And
boy, the city has responded tonight. They're all out. Big Roy getting right with it. I like that outfit.
I love that outfit.
Everybody has gotten in the mood.
The spirit of the playoffs. It doesn't get any better.
No.
This is the place to be, guys.
The fans here sense that the Rockets have a chance now to get out of the first round, first time in 12 years. But you still got to play 12 more minutes.
Yes.
Yes. You know what I like? You saw that graphic. The Rockets have held the Blazers to less than 20 points in every single quarter.
Yep.
That means they are committed to defending the Blazers.
So Yao Ming will go out with Artest and Landry. Von Wafer is back in the game. They've got a machine over there right by the exit door where he has been working out.
Staying loose.
Yeah, staying loose rather than sit on the bench.
So Von Wafer trainer, and he's been over there just trying to stay loose.
I didn't know what that was because I've never been on one.
Hey, these next 6 minutes are going to be pivotal into the outcome of this game. If they can just hold on for the next 6 minutes and have a chance to go to L.A. to face the Lakers.
Kyle Lowry now will get it to Artest. Artest and Outlaw. Artest spinning inside, gives it up to Landry, and it's blocked in the basket by Oden. How many blocks is that for Portland now?
Blocks right at the basket. Saving. Slam dunk.
7 blocks.
Ooh.
Now Oden with the offensive foul.
Yeah.
Moving screen.
Kyle Lowry will run into that screen. That's why he gets the call.
Greg Oden is really struggling, guys. He misses a dunk. He comes back with a nice block shot. Next possession down, he gets a moving screen. His confidence right now is really sagging.
He's a good young man. This is his first full season.
They only played 1 year in college.
Exactly. So, he's got a lot of upside. He's certainly getting his lumps in this series.
Artest with a miss on a 3. That's not what Rick Adelman wanted.
No, that play was set up for Artest to drive left to the basket, and he didn't drive.
From the outside, a miss. And the Rockets will bring it up.
So they got to run some clock and execute, get the ball inside, get a good shot every time down.
Von Wafer is fouled on the pass-off. Good drive by Von. He gives you another dimension of speed that the Rockets don't have. As Brandon Roy takes a quick breather and comes back into the game, Travis Outlaw, so they let Roy sit out for 57 seconds.
Well, they need it. They're down 18. This is make or break for them the last 11 minutes of this game. They got to outscore the Rockets in a big way.
Eight seconds on the shot clock for Houston. All right, clock down to 3 seconds as Lowry has to put it up, and now the Rockets have settled into that old bad habit of shooting from the outside as the clock runs down.
Yeah, that's not how you finish a game. You don't just start jacking up threes. You got to continue to run your offense.
Brandon Roy to the basket. And he's fouled. He'll shoot 2.
Because the Blazers are going to attack the basket, especially Brandon Roy. You give him a chance to get back into this game, the momentum swings can be lethal.
Well, Rick Adelman wants to call a timeout and talk to his troops. This is not the time for premature ejacularity. The Rockets have to get with it, and Rick knows it better than anybody. Welcome back to Fox Sports Houston's presentation of Rockets basketball on My 20. It's the Western Conference First Round Series, the Trailblazers and the Rockets. Good to have you with us. I'm Bill Worrell along with Matt Bullard, Clyde Drexler, Bart Ennis is along, Kevin Eschenfelder, and the great Don Chaney, who is playing hurt tonight. Some people needed painkillers. Don couldn't afford to take them. So he's sitting over there in pain, but he's playing.
I would expect nothing less from the great Don Chaney. He's old school.
Yes, he is.
Back when he played, they didn't have any sprained ankles. They didn't have any back spasm. They just went out and played.
If you can walk, you can play.
They didn't know what a hamstring pull was.
Literally.
Taped it up, played with it. Yeah, not early in their careers. They did later.
The key for the Rockets tonight, guys, LaMarcus Aldridge, Brandon Roy, 18 and 34. The rest of the team 5 of 24. That's called great defense by the Houston Rockets.
And they're going to need some more great defense for this last 10.5 minutes if they don't get their offense back on track.
They're going to take those dumb shots. They're going to have to play better defense. They've held Portland 0 for 1 from the field, but the Rockets are 0 for 3.
What they've got to do is run some clock. The clock is your friend in this situation.
Oh, boy. Brandon Roy with the first miss that I can remember in a long time. He's only missed 5 free throws now in the playoffs. He's 38 of 43. Missed them both.
You're the best in the business, Bill. He can jinx them as well as anyone.
All right, now let's see if the Rockets can work for a good shot. Von Wafer, boy, he gets a medal tonight for showing up. Drives to the basket. Shot clock again a factor, down to 6 seconds. Kyle Lowry back to Artest, and he missed it, another 3. So the Portland defense is preventing the Rockets from getting a good look.
But also, you know, both teams, almost 2 minutes gone in this quarter, neither team has scored.
That's right, and we'll keep it that way.
Well, you'll take that if you're a Rocket fan.
So you're saying 74 points is enough to win this game?
No. Miss. Inside Oden, and a foul was called.
Well, it's good to see Greg Oden staying with it. You know, whenever you miss a dunk and you get down on yourself, it can really compound things, but Oden staying with it.
Yeah, it takes a lot of fortitude to just continue to do what he's doing. You can see his head is down because he knows he hasn't performed up to his standards. But that, you know, with a healthy summer, next year this is going to be a changed young man.
Well, they've got the talent. They've done a great job of rebuilding over the last 2 seasons their talent level. Second youngest team in the NBA. They won 1 more game than Houston this year as Oden misses 1 out of 2.
A great young coach in Nate McMillan. I think this is going to be one of the teams to watch for the next decade.
Oh, no doubt about it. If they can keep them together. Paul Allen's got enough money. All right, Yao trying to get position. There's Scola. Outside. Trying to get it to Yao. Can't do it, so Scola will shoot it from 18. He misses. So the Rockets can't get a good look. All of a sudden, their offense has gone south. They're 0 for 5. Out of contact, no whistle. Aldridge takes it inside. And he got it.
The Rockets have got to score, otherwise the Blazers are going to gather momentum.
Yeah, they keep chipping away, and every basket that they score gives them more confidence.
Their inability to score.
Lowry. Travel. Well, the crowd's a little nervous because they've seen some bad fourth quarters from the Rockets this year, and they certainly don't want one here.
I believe the Rockets are a little nervous, too, because they know that they've had some fourth quarter collapses.
Hernandez on Wafer. He'll stop and pop.
That's what they needed. It's not a cookie. It's not a cracker.
It's Von Wafer, baby!
Blake picked up by Lowry now. Back to Aldridge. Aldridge trying to go inside. Draws a foul from Scola. And Artest will check back in for Houston after coming to the bench. And Wafer's coming out.
Well, just after Vaughn hits a big shot, and Artest comes back in. But hey, that's the life of a bench player.
Yeah.
You got to take advantage of the minutes you get, and when you come out, then you cheer for the guy in front of you.
Absolutely. Von Wafer hit the biggest shot of the game there to keep the Rockets clicking on the scoreboard.
Aldridge gets one. Aaron Brooks will come in for Lowry now. So the Rockets going back to their starting 5.
The first free throws of the night for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Portland 10 for 14. Rockets 11 for 14. 13-point Houston lead. They did have a 20-point lead. So Portland eating into it just a little bit. Artest has Aldridge outside. Artest goes to the basket. Ron puts it up. Yao's got it. Yes! That's not a bad way to get Yao the ball. Let him go get it.
But Artest made a great move there. He made a very aggressive move, which enabled Yao Ming to get the offensive rebound.
And you see the second chance points, another huge part of this game for the Rockets.
Crowd wants defense. Steve Blake. Steal by Aaron Brooks. Great play by Aaron.
And the Rockets defense is just so strong.
They've been just all over the court, all out hustle. Every one of them, they're committed to stopping the play.
Well, they see 6 steals. The Rockets, as a team, have just been a well-oiled machine on the defensive end.
AB for 3! Oh, that gets him back up in Toyota Center. Portland calls a timeout. They got it down to 13. The Rockets on a 5-0 run. Just look at this place, Toyota Center. These fans have come out in force, full voice tonight, all kind of banners. And the Rockets have responded. The veterans have stepped up. 17 for Yao Ming along with 10 rebounds. Another double-double in this series for Yao Ming. 25 points for Artest. And it's really been a great defensive effort by the Houston Rockets.
You know, since late March, since March 26th, the Portland Trailblazers have only lost 4 games, all to the Houston Rockets. Tonight's game would make 5. In that stretch, the Trailblazers have beaten the LA Lakers.
And Aaron Brooks, who went to school at the University of Oregon, putting a hurt on that last shot on his Portland franchise.
Well, look at Aaron Brooks. Wide open, great ball mover, facilitates it. Gives it to Yao on the pick and roll. Aaron Brooks, 9 points on the night, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Oh, look at the left hand reverse. Sweet! When he has time to shoot that open 3, it is money, man.
Yeah, Aaron's done a really nice job tonight. He hasn't, gotten too aggressive, too over-aggressive, but he has knocked down the shots that he needed to hit.
None bigger than the last one. To keep the scoreboard rolling, keep that 18-point cushion.
And keep the crowd in the game.
Exactly. 6 minutes to go. That's a bad sign for the Blazers. The Rockets almost have to fall apart to lose this game at this point. Their defense has been stellar all night long, and their offense has been very productive because of their ball movement.
The Village people may be 100 years old, but that IMCA was played during the All-Star Championship.
It's probably going to be played for the next 30 years. It's a great song.
Brandon Roy takes it over Yao Ming.
As long as they don't break out the wave, I think we'll be all right.
Hey, that was great while it lasted.
Still 6 minutes left to play.
I used to get seasick.
Yeah, right.
Artest going to the basket.
Luis keeps trying to put the ball on the floor. I think they're ready for that. Every time he does, the guards are digging it out.
And Lowry checks in for Scola. Rick Adelman trying to match up with the small lineup that Portland has in there now.
Yeah, because the center is LaMarcus Aldridge. So they're going, well, Roy will be at the point.
The Blazers got to start shooting threes now, so you don't want to overhelp on guys that are going to the basket. You want to stay with the three-point shooters.
Artest right out on Roy and steals it away. Lowry, Aaron Brooks, and he'll pull it out.
Good decision. Good decision.
Very intelligent decision by the point guard, Aaron Brooks, to pull it out, run some clock. The clock is your friend.
Yep.
Lowry back to Battier. In the corner, he misses. Blake. Aldridge will fire it up. He misses. Tipped up in the air. Outlaw has it tipped away and a foul called on Houston.
And the Blazers go to the free throw line now. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to give them a chance to score a lot of points with the clock stopped.
especially in second chance opportunities. You give them one shot, got to get that rebound.
Artest called for the foul. That's the 15th foul on Houston. Blazers have only one. 3:48 left to play.
And that's the reason why you need a good blend of young players, but you also need some experience out on the floor. A guy like Artest is the reason the Rockets are enjoying this league. He's come to play in a big way. He's led by example, guys.
Really has 27 points for Ron Artest. 83-67. Battier down to Yao. Yao working on Aldridge now. Back outside, A.B. for three, and he missed. Battier with a rebound and a putback. Shane Battier.
You got to have experience, and you got to have help from everybody on your roster. The Rockets have done a nice job. Everyone who's played has really affected this game.
You got to give Coach Adam a lot of credit because he put in a lot of new wrinkles on the offensive end.
And it's thrown away by Rudy Fernandez. That Rockets defense is suffocating, and one of the best defensive players I ever saw was Nate McMillan. He appreciates it. As you take a look at the turnovers, Rockets winning that battle here tonight.
Right, remember the Rockets had 5 turnovers in the first 10 minutes, only 3 sets.
Pretty impressive, isn't it, Matt?
Very impressive.
Battier looking to Yao. Yao looking inside. Back out. Lowry switches to Brooks. Brooks with a layup. And now the Rockets are picking them apart. 20-point lead by Houston. And a timeout taken by Nate McMillan. Oh, they are up. And since it's Willie Nelson's birthday, let me just say the words don't fit the picture. Well, here's a fan who's already ready for the second round as he wants L.A. It takes so many talented people to do these games. This will be our final game of the season if the Rockets go on and win here. We want to thank everybody in the front office for the Rockets. Tad Brown, Joe Blank. Of course, it starts with Les Alexander and Liz. She's been wearing that red out in this series, but Les put this team on the floor, took a lot of chances with Daryl Morey. They took some gambles on players, and it has paid off with this first round from Houston. Also, Nelson, Tracy, Bob, and Alan, and many, many more in the PR department. Front office of Fox Sports Houston. Steve and Jeff and Murphy and all the rest. But the crew on the road, these are the guys that make it all possible. Our cameramen and women, Rick Stocksdill, Cliff Crowley, Greg West, Frank Trevino, Robin Barrow, just to name a few. And they have been doing this for a long time, and I like our network quality programs. I think these guys are fantastic. Jerry Blancas in the truck along with Snapper, the pride of Portland, Margaret Krause, John Lunsford, and our traveling crew, Adam Hinsdale, our director, Jeff Lillicott, Perry Furman, Jeff McElroy, our producers. They travel on the road with us. Kevin, Bart, Patty, Coach Cheney, Bull and Clyde. Boy, that's an all-star group right there. And we thank you so much for supporting our telecast on Fox Sports Houston and the Houston Rockets.
Well, I gotta say, guys, it's been a pleasure. Another great year.
Yeah, I've had more fun working with you guys, and I tell you, you guys really work well off each other. It's been a great booth. There's Aaron Brooks puts up another field goal, and that young man, Aaron Brooks, stepped up big here in the fourth quarter.
Well, yeah, you guys know very well that if you've got a great team, it makes our job easy. And we've got a great team to cover this year. Rockets are moving on to the second round, first time in 12 years.
Look at Artest. He's still going halfway up the building. He's going to take a seat. Ron says, I'm tired.
They won't let him out. They're mobbing him. Rockets playing 4-on-5. Ron Artest is in that group.
And a timeout taken by Aaron Brooks. Ron Artest, they're not going to let him go. It's party time in Houston.
Rockets had to take a 20-second timeout to get Ron Artest back on the court.
I've never seen that. Talk about getting up close and personal. Yeah, they'll talk about that for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, Ron, you know, the fans showing a lot of appreciation for what Ron Artest has done in this game tonight.
Let me show my appreciation. The Rockets are going to get out of the first round for the first time in 12 years. And thanks to that guy right there. What a first year he has had in this city.
Well, he gave the Rockets toughness, he gave them more experience, and the ability to lead. He's a leader on defense and on the offensive end.
And I'm so happy for Yao Ming to finally get out of the first round.
Oh, the Great Wall has worked so hard.
Shane Battier. These Rockets have been around a long time. They're the foundation of this team.
What a great group of guys.
I've never been around a better group of professional athletes.
Well, they got such great chemistry, too. They've really come together at the right time this season.
And Dikembe Mutombo crawled out of his hospital bed to be here tonight.
Well, he knew what it meant to the team to have him on the bench as a support. He's one of those guys that gives a lot of spirit to the guys on the floor.
He's supposed to be keeping that thing elevated. Nice and elevated. He's got to get down.
Right now it's elevated with adrenaline.
Yeah, it is.
Aaron Brooks has 11 points here in the second half. He has been, and a couple of steals. And Von Wafer, what about a heroic effort? He limped to his car this morning. They didn't think he was going to play. And he ended up playing and coming up with a big basket and 5 points for him. 89-74. Rockets now just a couple of possessions away from LA. Listen and enjoy. Everybody's getting into the act.
James White with his first NBA playoff basket.
How about James White? And you could see a lot of him next year.
Oh, he can play. He can play 25 points a game in the developmental league MVP.
They know it now. Here it is. The Rockets are going to the second round for the first time in 12 years. Houston beats Portland. Yes, Les Alexander, it's your night. The Rockets have advanced out of the first round.
It was a tough series, and I want y'all to give Portland a round of applause, please. Give Portland a round of applause. And we're not finished. We're not finished, all right? So don't get happy with the first round.
I'll tell you, not only did he lead the Rockets with 27 points, he's the MC tonight.
He can do it all. Ron Artest, what a game. What a game.
And Dikembe Mutombo, his final season as in pro basketball, and he's going to get to the second round, and now the crowd chanting, beat LA. Bart, how about Yao Ming? He stepped up big tonight.
All right, Bill, thanks a lot. Third consecutive double-double for Yao Ming tonight, but real story, Yao, your defense tonight. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, entire series, we hang there pretty well on defense. You know, they never score over 90 points, I guess. You know, that's the key, big key tonight. You know, we don't want to go back to Portland. The defense is always the tone for this team. You know, we didn't set a tone for the game.
So you finally get out of the second round. How does that feel?
I feel great. You know, I just need a good day off tomorrow and prepare for the next round.
Good luck the rest of the way, Yao. Thanks.
Thank you.
Great game tonight. Bill, back to you.
Yeah, Bart, you could tell by that grin on his face. that monkey had grown into a gorilla.
Oh, yeah.
And they were able to get that off their backs here tonight.
Yao Ming played 40 minutes in the last 3 games in a row. He hadn't played back-to-back 40-minute games all season long. He played 44 minutes, 40 minutes, and 41 tonight. Yao Ming putting his team on his shoulder and carrying them to the second round.
I like to say, Yao Ming told me as we were leaving Portland, Oregon, guys, he says, don't leave anything here, Clyde, because we're not coming back.
I love it.
Of course, Clyde, you won your championship here in Houston. You had 12 great years in Portland, but I know you live here now, so you've got to be pretty happy, too.
I'm happy for the Rockets. I live here. This is home. Portland also is my home, but the better team won in this series. The Blazers are a young and upcoming team. They have nothing to be ashamed of. The Rockets are moving on to the second round.
Reminds me a little bit of when the Rockets had the Twin Towers early. They were upset by Utah early in Ralph and Hakeem's career. They grew into 2 years later into the NBA Finals. This Portland team will be heard from, but right now the Rockets had all the guns working for them tonight. What a great team victory for the Houston Rockets.
I'll tell you what, guys, this is one heck of a series. Every game nip and tuck, except the first and the 6th game, where the Rockets really asserted themselves and just took control.
Yeah, I mean, give Portland a lot of credit. They played hard, but they were a very, very young team. Second youngest team in the NBA. They gained a lot of valuable experience in this first round, and they'll be a team to reckon with in years to come.
That's a good point. How about the ability of Nate McMillan to start Rudy Fernandez, who only had 2 points and 8 rebounds? He was the better coming off the bench because he came in looking for instant offense. As a starter, you have to blend in with the other good scorers on the team.
Well, the Houston Rockets steal the first game in Portland. That was enough to turn the tide. The Rockets win it in 6. Once again, the final score, it was Houston 92, Portland 76. The Rockets advanced to round 2 of the Western Conference playoffs. Stay tuned. Rockets Live postgame is coming up next. We'll have interviews. We'll cover all the action. For Matt, Clyde, Bart, Kevin, and Coach, our entire production team, I'm Bill Worrell. Thanks for watching Rockets basketball all season. Hope you enjoyed the games as much as we enjoyed bringing them to you.
We not finished, all right? So don't get happy.